Hello CCG members. I'm going to resume the method book walkthrough. So it's been about 5 months since the last walkthrough topic we did. Let's take it where we left off. So we were in the key of A minor. We had a look at the scale, the chord progression here, the prelude. This basically a chord progression with an arpeggio. And there are two pieces, there's an andante and a waltz. So I wanted to take a look at the waltz today. It's a really great one to study form, phrasing, keys, a lot of the things that we've discussed on CCG. You guys have been very busy since, but I've had some requests to start this up again. So let's do it. Here is the waltz. So the first thing we want to do is think about the form, think about the keys, and maybe the phrase structure. So with the form, we're expecting, with a big piece like this, we see the DC over there. It's probably ternary form, although there are sections within sections, so we're going to have some kind of nested or embedded form. We see it says major, so that's probably the B section there. So that makes that the A section. All right, so form and keys, think about phrasing. I'll play through it now. Have a think about maybe the embedded form and the phrase structure. Are you hearing periods or parallel periods? Here we go. Alright, so it's a really fun piece to play. And what I love about these Carcassi pieces from this method book is that they're fairly, rudimentary to learn. So they don't involve a whole lot of effort to learn, but they use so many of the ideas regarding form and harmony and phrase structure that we've talked about on CCG. So what did you hear? Let's start with the form. So the A section, we're seeing these repeat sign there, repeat sign there. So that has a bit of an implication. There's probably an A1 section and an A2. Then over here, something important happens. The theme from the beginning returns. So we'll do A1 in brackets there. So what form is the A section in? Let's write it out here. A, B, A. So I did say there's probably some embedded or nested form in there. We've got A1, and then A2, and then in brackets A1. I have to squeeze that in there. I'll move that across. Whoops, here we go. Move that across because we'll need to write. When you're dealing with embedded form, you need a lot of space. Okay, so we've got two sections and a return of the opening theme at the end of the second section. So that's rounded binary form. So rounded binary form is nested within the A section. Okay. What we normally expect in rounded binary form, the second part, the B section, or in this case the A2 section, will usually change key. So we're starting in A minor. Maybe I'll write this here, A minor. We see the G sharps. Looking at the bass, we're seeing A and E, tonic and dominant, 1 and 5, just alternating. And then in the A2 section, we're seeing G naturals. So the G naturals are pointing to the relative major, C major. It can be a little tricky because it's starting on a G7. It's starting on 5. This time 5 to 1. G7C, G7C. It's actually a repeating phrase as well. We'll talk about phrase structure more. Then we get these 4 bars here. The G sharp returns. We get E in the bass. So I'd call this a transition with the dominant pedal of A minor. Nice way to change key, by the way. If you want to go from one key to another, use the pedal 5 of A minor. Use the pedal of A minor. 5 of A minor. We go back to A minor. And we get a repeat of that opening section. Okay, so that's the form and keys in a nutshell. Let's go to the B section and talk about the structure of that. So it's giving us a clue saying major. We've got 3 sharps in the key signature. One trick, go to the last sharp and up a step. So G, go up to A, and we're in A major. So, and that's sort of confirmed by the bass again. A's in the bass, and then E, so tonic, dominant, tonic. Here we're seeing D sharp going to an E, so that's a tonicization. Dominant of the dominant, 5 of 5, going to 1. And then this theme comes back. So you could actually give this a form too. We could say that this is B1, and maybe this is B2, oops, and B1 again. Even though that it doesn't have repeat signs, you could think of it that way. Okay, so tonicization, then we're back to A major with A's in the bass, so it's just 1, and then 5, and then 1, and then 5, and then 1. So much you can do with tonic and dominant. Okay, so form and keys. We're seeing it's fairly straightforward. The A section, we're in A minor, and then C, and then A minor. And in the B section, we're in, which we could say there's a B1, B2, B1. So it's kind of like a ternary form, or it's not exactly ternary form, because ternary form in a strict sense, oh, I see what's happening. Actually, let's think of this a different way. We'll have to talk about parallel periods now. I think that's the easiest way to describe the B section. So the B section doesn't have nested form, let's say, but it is in A major. And then we'll go back to the A section. Okay, so if we talk about phrase structure, that'll make sense of the B section. Let's talk about phrase structure. Expectation, count every 4 bars and see if there are repeating phrases. Question and answer, parallel periods, 4-bar question followed by 4-bar answer with repeating material. That's the most common phrase structure in this style of music. So 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're getting a parallel period there, starting from the upbeat. And it's, it's pretty much almost an exact repeat. The second 4 bars, the answer. The difference is that the question finishes on this, and the answer just finishes on a longer note value. It's a bit more conclusive with the longer note value. Then in C major, we get a different phrase structure here. We've got 4 bars, but it's 2 plus 2. So they're repeating. Reminds me of Lagrima, 2 bars, and then repeat it again. Then the transition. We get this little ya-dee-dee-dee-dum, da-dee-dum-bum. There is a little bit of repetition there, that EDC, EDCB, EDDDC, EDCB. Nice little melody there. Okay, and then back to A1. So we have the parallel period again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Parallel period. B section. What do we have here? Question. Finishing on the dominant. Answer. Parallel period. Finishes on the tonic. Okay, so the B section I think is more simply described as a parallel period 8 plus 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's an 8-bar question, and then back to A and back, and that's the answer. Question ends on the dominant and the answer ends on the tonic, which is very, very normal. All right, there we go. So just form, keys, and phrase structure. 3 really crucial aspects of studying a piece. Really, really great starting point for studying a piece. And yeah, we did look at harmony a little bit as well, and we've just seen tonic and dominant. I don't think we saw a tonicization there, but it's still dominant and tonic, just of another key. So there we go. All right, enjoy that one, and I hope that's been useful and that you can use some of those tools in your own composition or arrangement or whatever you're working on. And I'll see you next time.